Hello, my friends, and welcome to another edition of CGL's multi-tier tournament. We are here today with a Tier 3 matchup between D9 Contenders and T3 OwL. My name's Bull Skunk, alongside Chef Billy, bringing you on the action. Billy, tell us a little bit about these teams.
Well, coming into week 2 here, we actually saw D9 Contenders against KIA last week, and they went down 0-4 in a much closer match score than what we actually see on paper. I remember quite a few of those fights being absolute barn burners. So, D9 has a lot of weapons in their arsenal to go ahead and take on the team from OwL here. And speaking of OwL, they come in with a 1-0 record. They ended up playing OFA Brandwin, and they took a 4-0 win over them. So, 0-1 coming in for D9, 1-0 coming in for T3 OwL. But I think that, we saw T3 OwL, and I was thinking about, where do I know this name Jaboy Murica from? And we actually saw them in the D9 community tournament in the off season. They actually played against the older iteration of D9, and the older iteration of D9 that went up to Tier 4 actually had their way with them. So a little bit of a revenge match maybe here coming in for the side from Tier 3 OwL. But it's going to be an interesting match, and I do have the ready from both teams. And we were talking about hero bans and map pools this week, and it's going to be interesting to see as I do start our maps here. Week 2 bans are absolutely filthy. No hit scan really to speak of, except for Ash and Bastion. And losing Diva is a huge loss in the tank department. She does so much. She provides so much damage mitigation, so much mobility, and then losing the immortality from Baptiste. I think that Jeff Kaplan got really trigger happy, or the devs did, and they decided, hey, we're just going to go ahead and strike through all these names, and let's see how they cope with it. And I know that you and I was talking about my own play. I was having so much non-fun playing because Farah, Arisa doesn't really counter, right? As far as the tanks go. So on
Tuesday, we definitely saw a lot of Farah and teams struggling to deal with it. We are starting off on Busan here for our control map here in week 2. We got D9 in the blue jerseys with T3 OwL coming out in the red. Look like D9 bringing us a little Hanzo Mei. Start things off with the Reinhardt Zarya in the tank line. Getting a little Arisa Hog on the other side with some Reaper Tracer. Some interesting compositions right off the bat. A lot of differences between the two. Atomic trying to get some damage in early against that Reinhardt, putting those shotguns to good use. Drops down, kind of baiting him out, and teleports right back to the rest of his team. Nice little play there. Does look like D9 is going to get positional advantage here first, as they're just going to back up to the objective and force the members of T3 OwL to make the engagement. All right, OwL's going to go ahead and drop down. Mei coming up, dividing off that Arisa. Despite the fortify, she gets taken out, and the main tank gone here for T3 OwL. This could likely snowball. Will OwL bounce back? No. Looks like they're going to go ahead and reset D9, starting us off with percentage.
Yeah, that was a very good first little move there. Atomic's trying to do a little bait and switch and get D9 onto the low ground. They were ready to go with the low ground. Caden 0319 with a massive anti into the main group of OwL there. Man, absolutely shredded him.
Like a boss started things off with an early pick, but here comes a massive Earth Shatter combined with a Nano Boost and a great anti-nade coming out of Caden on that Ana. And that's going to yield them 3 kills. Looking for more here. But I think Golden Buns is going to go back off, seeing that Reaper. He had his fill, but that was a great engagement nevertheless, and they've got 39% on the board and counting.
Yeah, and he's already 33% on to his next Earth Shatter. So, good value for him there, and getting a lot of new ultimate progress. So, yeah, this could be big, but he gets taken out in a hurry by Atomic.
Jaboy America going to go ahead and swap over to the Reinhardt. Looks like that was just the ticket they needed. They're able to close that gap, find a couple kills. Pulsepump coming up, getting the Lucio. Chatterbox finding both healers, as a matter of fact. Looking for more onto this. Hanzo goes down. Nice 3K for Chatterbox here in this engagement. Reinhardt coming out swinging on him. T3 OwL picked up the point and are getting progress going. Jaboy America is going to get the exit kill onto the Mei. That was a nice bounce back there. Good retake coming out of T3 OwL.
Yeah, I mean, Chatterbox doing what Tracers do and getting in the back line and creating all kinds of chaos for them. Picking up 3 big kills, including both the support. So Big wall coming out here, and a grab invested by Radical Metal. What are they going to do with this grab?
They threw Dragons over the top of it. Yeah, they threw Blizzard in with that as well, just for good measure. Might have been a little bit of overkill coming out of D9 Contenders there. But nevertheless, they're going to get this thing flipped right back over. They do still have both their support ults and that Earth Shatter online, so they certainly didn't spend everything in their bank.
No, and I think Rambo's going to want to have that Blizzard back, though.
I think he might. All right, now we're going to get T3 OwL coming back in. They've got a Death Blossom and an Earth Shatter in their pocket, but Jaboy America goes down early, and here we get another Nano Boost Shatter combo, utilizing these ultimates oh so well, and taking the fight right to T3 OwL, overwhelming them with this aggression here so far. 82% on the board and counting. Tracer is in the back here for T3 OwL, so I believe they will get a touch here, but D9 is aware of her presence.
Yeah, I mean, good positioning from her, good awareness to kind of go towards the spawn of your enemy. Since they're holding so close over the choke, it almost provides like an easy contest for them.
Yeah,
We're
going to get Sound Barrier coming out from D9. Coalescence thrown in from T3. Oh, the Death Blossom thrown in for good measure, but it might be too little too late. Golden Buttons and Radical already coming up with 2 picks. Oh, but no! T3 OwL bouncing right back, finding 4 kills of their own like a boss, coming up with a pair in that engagement. And they are going to get this thing flipped over, but not a moment too soon. 99% on the board for D9. They just need one good fight to win this round.
That was a fantastic engagement, and XBYC on the Ana throwing in a massive 5-man anti-nade into D9, and that is what helped Like a Boss just go ahead and take his dinner and go.
He's going to open things up early here with yet another kill. The Hog is hungry here on Mecha Base, and that's going to prompt a quick reset. We will have D9 coming back with that Blizzard close to being online. Nano Boost not too far behind that. But they're going to have to watch out for this Whole Hog. Hook coming in. Lands on the Reinhardt, and here comes that Whole Hog. I don't think that bubble's going to be enough to keep him alive. Hanzo caught in a weird position, but a good nade coming in from the other side. Okay, Atomic does find the kill onto the Hanzo. 1-man advantage here for T3.
Oh my goodness, it goes down.
Yeah, Chatterbox coming with another big pick. Throws the Pulse Bomb in for good measure. Ooh, but gets blocked off by the Maywall. Nice job from her team, breaking down that wall, allowing her to get back to safety. And now we're in final fight territory. D9 looks like they're going to push through the pit. Still got that Earth Shatter. Graviton Surge coming online as well. Nano Boost and a Blizzard. Blizzard to open things up. Graviton Surge from the other side. Or Graviton Surge, excuse me, as well. He's huge. It's huge. Atomic trying to counterpunch back. Has found one. Oh, and the Shatter comes through as well. And that is going to do it. D9 has laid waste to the members of T3 OwL here, and this should be a 1-0 lead here on Busan.
Man, it got a little sloppy there at the end for both teams. I mean, actually, you know, if I want to correct myself, it was actually a little bit sloppy from D9 there at the end. I think that they puffed their chest out a little bit, and they were in the middle of just kind of memeing and BMing them, and they got their OwL got their act together, got their comms together, and they actually did a really fantastic job there, pushing it to 99.99, and 1 or 2 little clicks there, and that would have been game over and map to the OwL side. So good first map. I think we're in for a very
Well, we're getting some interesting compositions here as we're heading into downtown. Looks like T3 OwL is going to go back to that Orisa Hog composition, a little more of a traditional OG comp. But we're going to get some dive coming in out of the side of D9 Contenders. In the name of the Hammond-Winston tank line here, Rainbow sticking with that Tracer. Sila going over to the Pharah. We're going to get a little bit of an error duel here as the Pharmacy combos try to launch rockets at each other. Sila's had enough of that. He's going to turn his attention down to the front line. Oba gets hooked out of the sky like a boss. Landing these hooks with surgical precision. Opening things up nice, so they're going to try to get the res. Oh, and the res gets denied. Nothing for you, Caden. Nothing but the hook of death. And now D9 moving on to point. The Orisa of T3 OwL just whittled down super low, just finally drop. And the Chatterbox trying to answer back here. But I think it is going to be T3. T3 OwL picking up first percentage. Yep, they got it going.
Wow, that was very, very touch and go there for like a good 30 seconds.
It really was.
And yeah, I mean, this Roadhog player, like a boss, is absolutely surgical with his hooks.
Now we have Atomic swapping off of the Reaper, going over to the Ash here to try to help deal with the skies. We'll see how that pans out for him. So far, not a whole lot of ultimates coming online. It looks like the Pulse Bomb from Rambo will be the first one active. He's going in, looking for that backline, looking for that Ash. Whittled down to 1. Can't find the final blow. Mugshadow there to finish him off. One-man advantage, but Mugshadow gets booped off himself in the process. Pulse Bomb coming out from Rambo. Does not find its targets, and he gets taken down by Jaboy America on the Orisa from T3 OwL. Chatterbox answering back with a kill as well. And it does look like T3 OwL is going to hold on here for the meantime.
Oh, no, Caden. Caden finds somebody. Oh, no.
Little air duel going off at the end of this battle. Dangerous location right above the train. An interesting barrage coming out there from Chatterbox. Might would have hold on to that one myself, but hey, you know, putting the exclamation point down.
Yeah, I mean, you never really want to waste an ultimate. I mean, unless you're planning on switching off the character and it's just a throwaway. Yeah, I'm a bit scratchy here.
Well, now we're going to have Sila coming up on a barrage of their own. We're also getting Valk coming out as we speak. Primal Rage online and ready for D9 as they're looking to push back into this thing. Nice boop to open things up from Mug Shadow. You have Golden Buds just diving in, looking for the goods. Sila picking up a pair of kills on the barrage. And D9 here coming back in a big way. Sila leading the charge, and they're going to get this thing flipped over here.
Not as of yet. We've got some contests going on from Just Like a Boss, and and Chatterbox has moved over to the Tracer now.
Yeah, but that was a prolonged endeavor there. I think it was just a little bit of buy-in time, but in the end, D9 definitely won that engagement. But T3 OwL doing a good job.
Yeah, I'm a little shocked that they're not running Ryan Zari here on the side of D9 going up against the Halt Hook duo for OwL. I mean, the Metal Dive, I mean, I love Dive. Everybody knows that I love Dive so very much. Dive, dive, dive. But, you know, I think that here, Ryan Zari is actually the play.
Well, so far, they're kind of making it work. Oh, but Sila goes down early. Beat coming out from T3 OwL here. So they're looking to come in and retake this thing. Oh, XBY comes up with a nice boop as well on the Lucio. Into the Drake you go. Soundbarrier coming out from D9 Contenders as they have to hold on to this fight. Or are they going to lose this round here on downtown? Like a boss coming up the big pick onto that Mercy. Atomic finds a kill onto the Winston as well. And the reinforcements for D9 are dwindling, as are their hopes of taking downtown.
Yeah, I mean, 4 percentage point. I mean, you're going to get a contest here from Mug Shadow. No, you don't get a touch from Mug Shadow.
Chatterbox shutting that down. And we are tied up here.
That was absolutely filthy from Chatterbox, picking up 2 there in the end. And Caden going in for a res and got hooked out of the air. Let me tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, if you want a Roadhog clinic, you need to be watching Like a Boss right now, because he is not missing a hook. His positioning is so fantastic right now. And we're tied 1-1. We're here going to the penultimate map here on Busan, which is the Sanctuary. Man, I mean, we saw a Metal Dive come out from D9 there. We saw a traditional Halt Hook. You know, the Orisa Roadhog from OwL. I mean, the sky's the limit here as far as what kind of tank configurations you want to go out here. Once again, I said it before. Double shield may be the way to go here. Maybe not in the conventional sense. Maybe Ryan Orisa with the ability to control people where you're going with the supercharger, the chef. You know, Zarya is such a good pick here because she can get a grab and just keep people and deny them from the point.
We are going to get the Ryan Zarya swap coming out of D9 using just dive just on that downtown map. But like a boss, just doing so much work on this hog, but he got anti, was not able to use his take a breather, gets taken out, so it's a 5v5 here on the objective. Mercy coming in, looking to put the favor back in T3 OwL's pocket here as the res comes through, 6v5 advantage. Oh, Jaboy America's got to watch out, though. He's got himself into a bit of a corner here. Mercy there to keep him topped off. Chatterbox in the background, looking for a little extra damage onto those tanks, just building up that ultimate already, 83% towards that pulse bomb, and now turning the attention towards the back line. Sila, though, protecting his healers, lands the headshot, taking out the Tracer. Now Sila is just turning his attention back over to the healers there on the side of T3 OwL. Sound barrier coming out from D9 as they look to push through here. Bob came out from T3 OwL as well. Meanwhile, we're getting a nice freeze onto Like a Boss there, as this has been a very scattered engagement. It looks like D9 will emerge victorious, though, based on some fantastic shooting coming from Sila. Oh! Chatterbox! Chatterbox looking to make a liar out of me here with a 3K pulse bomb. Follows it up with a nice kill onto the Ana. And
a hook!
And after a massive back and forth, it is T3 OwL indeed starting us off with percentage.
Oh my God, that was filthy from Like a Boss, hooking the May off of her wall and saying, "You're going back to spawning, young lady. You are done."
Oh, and you want to talk about filthy? Chatterbox denying all the odds, coming back with the big 3K after his team had gone down three members, I believe. But
yeah,
now,
it was 3 members.
Now we got D9 coming back in with Earth Shatter and Blizzard. Shatter comes out first. That finds 3, including the Orisa. Golden Bud's trying to follow up onto the Lucio, but he's going to go ahead and throw a sound barrier into the mix, and here comes Supercharger on the side of T3 here. Rainbow's countering with a Blizzard. Oh, and Golden Buns and both healers from D9 caught in an awkward position. They get surrounded here in the middle of Sanctuary, and T3 OwL maintaining their control.
Man, that was an absolutely wasted Blizzard, and it caught Like a Boss on the Roadhog, but nobody was there to clean it up. There's no focus fire. I think that's the biggest thing that I'm seeing right now from D9. There is 0 focus fire. When they get these big ultimates, they're not following up with it.
Chatterbox now going into the back line, trying to take out Rambo. Oh, speaking of ultimates, there comes a nice pulse bomb. That should have been 3. Rambo's quick with the ice block and manages to save himself and then gets the counter punch kill onto the Tracer. But nevertheless, Ana's gone, Hanzo's gone, and despite getting that kill onto the Tracer, still a one-man disadvantage here for D9, and they're going to have to reset.
Yeah, and you're already at 77% of progress for the side of OwL. Man, you got to turn your table on the head here.
Yeah, never careful of that whole hog there for Like a Boss, who's put in so much work on that whole hog. Oh, and he tries to drop it, but Dragon's right on top of him. Radical Metal there, finding a good final blow as well. And D9 finally getting some progress started here on Sanctuary.
Yeah, and I mean, they only used 2 ults there. So, I mean, that good investment there. The Grab Dragons are always a very popular combo. One to hold them, one to kill them. And, they still have both support ultimates online. They've almost got a Earth Shatter online and then another important Blizzard. Hopefully Rambo this time could land a little bit better one, be a little bit more sneaky. But I'm not seeing him wall off like we've seen a lot of the other teams do. We don't see him walling off the people as well as the dissection with the wall, as I call it.
Yeah, the divide and conquer not quite there yet for D9. We did have Chatterbox going over to the far, coming off of the Tracer despite that fantastic performance. Rambo opening things up here, though, finds an Icicle the Dome on your boy America, and the main tank for T3 OwL is gone. Now the Riz try to come through, but Like a Boss drops. A big Earth Shatter from Golden Buns combined with a wall to prevent retreat. Sound barrier thrown in from D9 as well. And it looks like they should maintain control here. Bob and the Far seem to be the only ones left.
No, they actually flipped it in the middle of that.
Yeah, and overtime Wick is a burn-in off of that. What a great heads-up play coming out of T3 OwL, and Atomic coming up with some big picks. Oh my God, once again, this team coming back and defying all odds to get right back on top of these engagements.
What a hook!
Oh, and they still got Supercharger in their pocket as soon as your boy gets back in here. Oh, and that's going to do it. What an incredible turn of events. T3 OwL taking the 1-0 lead here on Busan.
That was absolutely insane. I mean, D9 should have had that point forever. And it just, with the recontest, and they actually flipped it in the middle of that big last engagement. Man, they're going to want some of those ultimates back for the side of D9 there. But 1-0 to the side from OwL. We will be back in just a few moments, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go away.
Well, welcome back as we head into Map 2 of our console Overwatch multi-tier tournament matchup here. This is a Tier 3 matchup between D9 Contenders and T3 OwL. D9 opening things up, taking round 1, but T3 OwL bounced right back, taking rounds 2 and 3 there on our control map. And they emerge with the 1-0 lead here as we're heading into Kings Row. Billy, what do you think was the difference maker there?
Ultimate usage from Chatterbox at that 3K, and then the subsequent follow-up fourth kill there on the map on the Sanctuary pretty much sealed the destiny of D9 there. But Like a Boss on the Roadhog right now is absolutely shredding.
On an off-meta hero, I might add. On an
off-meta hero, even getting antied.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
That's the only way to take him down.
Yeah, huge individual performances coming from Like a Boss and from Chatterbox as well, both on the Tracer and on the Pharah.
I mean, I think the Grab Dragons coming from D9 is a very good win condition for them.
Yeah.
However, not enough is being done in the interim. You've got to wait so long to get that grav up, and so.
Well, we saw it on Mecha Base. They did a really good job with their ult economy on Mecha Base, alternating between the Earthshatter Nanos and the Grav Dragons. Blizzard might have been used a little haphazardly, but that's one we can forgive. I think if we could see a little bit more of that discipline from D9 like we saw on Mecha Base, this is going to be a really tight series.
I think this is going to be a very tight series because we need the fight, we need the drama, we need the tension. I want to see it. I want us to go through. I want us to go 3 rounds. I want us to go overtime. I want the extra play every time because it gets our blood going here, and it's good for everybody out there too. And yeah,
we love map 5s around here, no doubt.
We haven't gotten one yet.
Somebody please take us to Oasis this week. We're begging you. We're begging you. Well, in the meantime, we're going to head to jolly old England here for our hybrid map of the evening. We'll be following that up with Little Horizon Lunar Colony for Assault, and then we'll head to Havana, therefore our escort map to round things off in this 4-map set. Of course, as we just mentioned, Oasis is your tiebreaker here in week 2. And just to go over our hero bands, because, man, they are worth mentioning. It's definitely created quite a wrinkle here in the compositions. Billy, who are we not going to see in this matchup tonight?
I mean, Diva, you know, we don't get to see the Korean in her mech. McCree and Soldier, Sombra and Widow. So those are the people that like to play the French woman. Not this week.
Nope.
And then Baptiste. I think Baptiste is probably, I mean, his can is good and everything. But I think just having the hit scans, I think not having the immortality field is a huge thing because you can't throw it out last second when a bomb comes out or when a tire comes out and be able to sustain it. Right. So
yeah, tire and barrage both seem to just get a lot of value right now, and I think you could attribute that to the lack of immortality field in the compositions
and the lack of hit scan
and the lack of diva, the lack of defense matrix more specifically. Yeah. I mean,
you got 3 things that counter Farah right there and her ability to do what she does best, and you took all 3 of them out during this week. So you take the hit scan people out. You take
pretty much all of them.
Pretty much all of them. You take out the D matrix, eating up all that damage, and then you take out the immortality in case it does get through all that. And
aggression is the name of the game this week, my friends.
But now I think that, like I said, I think the Blizzard is either smoking one or maybe gave their controller to their kids, because this week, you know, we've got three heroes banned instead of 6. So I mean, I don't know what is going on in Blizzard land, but
Nora is picking everything. You know, the cat that chose the OwL hero bans, they apparently are employing her at Blizzard now. That's my speculations.
Right. So as we go into jolly old England, with OwL being up 1-0, you know, I'm looking to see what D9 is going to do to bounce back here, because, you know, the heroes that they played, they were very stubborn in what they played, other than the tank line. I think I saw a Tracer come out a couple of times, but it was always a Zarya. It was generally the Ashe. I didn't see a Junkrat come out, and Junkrat would have been so good against what they were running on Sanctuary, especially with the way that I know that some of the members from D9 can play, because I did scrim with them a lot doing internal scrims. So, you know, mix it up. I mean, there's other heroes out there. And you don't have to play Tracer. You don't have to play Genji. You don't have to play Ashe. You can play a whole bunch of other characters. Reaper would have been good too.
And it looks like they are listening to you, my friend, as coming out on the defense. D9 bringing us a little double shield, perhaps to counter that Roadhog that we saw so much of there on Busan. We are going to get Siggy on the Ashe, with Rambo on the Junkrat throwing in the spam damage.
I like it.
Indeed. We'll see if T3 OwL can break through the staunch defense here. Start coming out with the Ryan Zarya composition. A little bit of sub here. We have XBY on the Hanzo. Chatterback's going to the Pharah.
Oh.
Yeah. Nice TNT start things off. Chatterbox trying to put some rockets rather, down into that backline. See if he can corral the members of D9 behind Hotel. Make for some easy pickings there for the Hanzo, but it is going to be Atomic coming up with that first kill. Chatterbox finds one as well. Quick 2-man advantage, quick 2 ticks on the board. And this should be point A picked up in very fast time.
I don't want to sound offensive, but that was a very limp defense coming from D9 there. They just rolled over and presented their bellies as soon as any kind of real pressure came in onto the point from OwL there. You've got 2 shields. I mean, you can rotate, you can push for position, do something. It's very anemic right now, so
perhaps they're relying on their hit scan to try to keep that far out of the sky, or at least the Hanzo, rather, excuse me, the Siggy. Got my teams backwards there for a split second, but relying on that Ashe to try to counter the Pharah there. Oh, but it's having no luck as Chatterbox just dropping a big 3K barrage. Good lord, the nano boost on him just for good measure, and that barrage just decimated the take line, the entire line of D9 Contenders.
Yeah, and they went ahead and moved forward. Chatterbox has been slept here, but he's going to get out with his life, so maybe no harm, no foul, and that's a lot of progress moving forward. Look at how aggressive OwL is getting here. The tank line moving up, denying the space in the corner here. Clinical, ladies and gentlemen, of what you want to do when you are feeling your oats. You push your forward, and you let them say, I'm going to go ahead and take this space. You ain't got it. Nano boost is going on.
Yeah, but countered by a Earthshatter from the other side. As Swift was laid down on his back, but nevertheless, Radical, going through and picking up a couple kills, throws the Earthshatter down, and is just gonna clean house here with just 1.25 meter left to go. T3 OwL is thwarted here on the back of point B.
Exit kills.
Exit kills for days. And this is such a long run back as well. That's a tough spot to get staggered out.
I think this is where you drop the Mercy, even with the Pharah. I think this is where you drop the Mercy and you bring out the Lucio.
Well, and they've dropped the Pharah and gone to a Tracer, which should aid in that endeavor. Chatterbox going over to the flanker. Speaking of, looking to go up to the high ground. Meanwhile, the front line takes pushing up to the corner. Oh, big stun coming out from the defense. Rambo with the wall and the charge coming through from Radical Metal. And that was a nice combo. Golden Buns coming up with the kill on the flex tank. And the tank line of D9 dominating there in that engagement.
Yeah, but you've got Chatterbox up on the stairwell or up on the rafters here, just giving all kinds of hell to Caden on the Ana right now. And Caden doesn't know which way to turn.
Now, the defense does have Bob as well as a Supercharger online and ready to go here. But on the other side, offense coming in with Dragons and Valk. But only 50% towards that Graviton Surge, so we won't get the big wombo combo here, not unless this fight draws way out. An early Supercharger coming out from the defense. I don't think OwL had come around the corner yet.
No, I think that was, there comes in a very good picking up Caden on the Dragon Strike there. So that's one main healer down.
Earthshatter coming out from the other side, combined with a Blizzard from the side of the defense. And 2 people of T3 OwL go down. Monk Shadow getting the res onto the Orisa here for D9. They're back at full strength and chasing out the members of the attacking team here.
Oh, big wall supporting them off.
Oh, and once again, the charge to finish it off. Chatterbox still in there trying to make something happen here. And XBY picking up a nice kill with the Storm Arrows. This DPS duo from T3 OwL, man, they just don't know when to quit.
They're bloodthirsty. That's all I can say.
And Chatterbox coming up with a good pick onto the Ashe there. The aggression serving them well. And despite the chaotic nature of this battle, it looks like T3 OwL are actually in command here. We do got Nano Boost coming out onto both sides. One onto the Orisa for the defense. Wall comes up. Try to block off the Nano Reinhardt coming at him. It is a little bit of a back and forth. Graviton Surge, Earthshatter both coming out simultaneously here from Tier 3 OwL. The Earthshatter block, no follow-up on the Graviton Surge. Maybe I spoke a little too soon. XBY coming up with a big pick there. And Chatterbox cleaning house with the Pulse Bomb, and that is 2 points on the board here for T3 OwL.
That was very, very slim pickings there to get that last little bit of progress there. Ended up using the Pulse Bomb to go ahead and secure that. So good plays from Chatterbox. That's actually 2 Pulse Bombs since he swapped over, so he is getting a ton of value on the little Brit.
Siggy has made the swap over to the Tracer as well to try to counter since there's been no more Pharah in the sky. Ooh, Dragon's coming out on the side of the offense here. As Swift picks up a good charge and subsequent kill onto the main tank on the other side. No more Reinhardt standing for the defense. In fact, no more Reinhardt standing on either side as Swift's aggression gets punished by Siggy. Chatterbox, though, looking to turn the tide. Got one. XB got one as well. And it looks like the offense have regained control here based on some fantastic DPS play.
Absolutely. And now you're coming up on 4 ultimates for T3 OwL here. The all-important nano boost could be huge.
Going out onto the Reinhardt directly, killing the supercharger, denying value out of that ult, but not many kills to follow it up. We are getting the storm arrows onto the Tracer. Great shooting coming out of XBY there. Shatterbox following up with one as well. Takes out Rambo, who is 99% to Blizzard. What a huge kill. Follows it up with a kill out of the Ana. And this is a very clean assault coming through. Pulse Bomb. Desperation coming out from Siggy, but no luck.
Minute 42 left of the time bank. That was a very impressive push. Considering how much time that they had on the clock, they really got bogged down in the streets, though. They spent a lot of time on the streets phase. And once they turned the corner, once again, it looks like they got all of their head of steam back together again. And the ultimate usage there from T3 OwL, absolutely picture perfect. They just layered it one on top of another on top of another. And there was, I mean, D9 was just gasping for air the entire time. On this third point, big res coming out from Salsa Cookie onto Swift, I think was what the biggest catalyst for that was, because getting your main tank back up there was big and a big source of shielding for them, for the DPS to do their job. So big ups from Salsa Cookie there.
Well, Ed, I mean, T3 OwL just has such a scrappy style. I mean, it kind of reminds me of the Chinese teams a little bit, where they just 100% thrive in this chaos, and their DPS players really doing a great job of taking advantage of that chaos and finding the kills, finding the openings. We'll see if that trend continues here as they go on the defense, hoping that Great Assault will be enough to get them a 2-map lead here in our matchup.
You know who it really reminds me of? It reminds me of GC Busan Wave from Korean Contenders a couple of patches ago, back when before the roll lock. They used to roll a lot of Genji Tracer, throwing it way back old school. So that's kind of what this reminds me of. It's kind of GC Busan Wave.
Yeah, just that thriving in the chaos. With that, we're going to get the up-close personal brawl coming out from D9 Contenders here in the name of Reaper May. And I think they're just going to try to stay in a nice little death ball. Oh, but they eat a massive fire strike. Swift taking out his counterpart, Reinhardt. Good job, my friend. You earned a quick nap.
I think that this Ash here from Chatterbox is going to get a lot of value here, too. With the burst damage from the Dynamite and the ability to use the concussion shot to get himself out of danger. Looking like, once again, very aggressive posture coming from T3 OwL. They're playing it a little bit more conservative than they came out with on their offense, obviously, because they're playing defense. But it's still a very cocky.
They're attacking statue. You can definitely see the confidence here. I mean, maybe even a little bit of cockiness on the side of T3 OwL with that extremely aggressive posture. And it serves them well. XB coming up with a nice kill. That res does come through. We're back at a 6-man roster here for the attacking team. Looks like the offense is going to have to bide their time a little bit. T3 OwL so far keeping him in check. Here comes Bob out from the defense. That's going to force Reinhardt back. But Nano Boost coming on to Rambo there on the Hanzo. Nevertheless, he goes down. That damage mitigation, not enough to keep him standing. Radical Metal coming up with 2 big picks here on the side of D9. As the offense is looking to push in here. We did get that res coming through, but it's still a 1-man advantage for the offense.
Yeah, and Golden Buns is just pressing in here all by himself. There's not much to do.
And he pays for it as he gets dropped, and then an Earthshatter quickly follows. Subsequently, 3 kills light up the feed here for the defense. Siggy striking back, though, perhaps providing an early advantage if they can get back in this thing quick enough.
Yeah, and I mean, 5 members combining for the kill onto Radical Metal there. He almost has this grab, though. You almost have dragons and a Shatter and Valkyrie online, so this could be a Y button mashing little party here in a few seconds. It just depends on how they decide to aggress with it.
This is going to be a tough defense from T3 OwL. I don't think they have the ultimates to defend this unless it's one magical dragon. Dragon, no, not finding quite what he's looking for, but he does follow up with a good headshot. We did get both the Earthshatter and the Graviton Surge coming out from the offense. And combined, despite the fact that they lost both tanks in that, res coming through and D9 emerging victorious.
Absolutely, and they also threw in Bob just for the extra contestability and damage onto the point. They blew their bank there.
Yeah, that was everything in the kitchen sink.
Man, I think you're going to want that Bob back. I don't think it was genuinely necessary, but we'll see.
Good news for T3 OwL here is they're pretty much even in the ult economy now.
I mean, you almost got Bob ready to go for Chatterbox. Chatterbox is just a scrappy little player. I love what he's doing. The angles, the altitude change is the biggest thing that I think that is what OwL is doing right now to D9 is that they're changing the level of attack. The eye level isn't just on the streets.
Trying to hit him from all angles. Yes, indeed.
Sir.
All right, but they're going to invest Bob early to open up this next engagement. Swift's got to be careful. His shield whittled down super low. He's just going swinging for the fences now. Radical Metal going in at 90 charge and just burning down the defense here. USC Infinite striking back and takes out Golden Buns. And without their Reinhardt, D9 may have a tough time pushing in here.
I mean, a push right here would be absolutely maniacal in the least. Oh, Radical Metal gets taken down by the Ana player. You've got to scratch your head on that.
Oh, but Rambo answering back with a nice headshot. But still, they've got to wait for their tanks to get back here. This is going to be a reset out of the offense.
Absolutely, and I want you to make your attention to Atomic right now. That's all I'm going to say.
Yes, indeed. Grav Dragon's online here for the defense. In fact, everything but Valken Pulse Bomb ready to go. Here comes the Graviton Surge. Dragons thrown into it as well. Caden, the only one to fall to that. Swift does get the kill onto the Reinhardt on the other side. But Siggy answers back with a kill onto the Ana. Okay, Rez coming through. Yep, that Rez is there. 6v4 advantage here for the defense. DPS duo, what are you guys doing? Circling around up to this high ground. Get a nice opening kill onto Chatterbox, who had swapped over to the Tracer there. And you still have both DPS ultimates online. Oh, but Earthshatter comes out from the defense. Nano Boost coming in onto that Reinhardt as well. Oh, but he gets taken out. And now Golden Buns Nano Boosted on the other side. Swift found himself lying there and nothing he could do as Golden Buns just slamming him with that hammer. And now D9 pushing that momentum to the back of Streets phase here. They do still have that Grav Dragons in their pocket.
Man, I want to tell you what. Right now, USC Infinite on this Ana has given Mr. Golden Buns about 5 naps. this phase alone.
Infinite, we're going to start calling you the Sandman here. We're getting the Grav Dragons coming out from the offense, but somehow Swift has managed to stay alive. No, he goes down. Rez coming through on the side of the defense, put them back at a full 6-man roster here without their main tank. This is going to be a little bit of a difficult endeavor. Chatterbox does go down here on the side of the defense. Infinite doing his best to try to bounce back into this thing, but Rambo landing arrows true. Finds one, finds two, turns his attention to the Mercy. Mercy goes down, and this will be 2 points on the board here for D9 Contenders.
Yep, and I mean, they're coming up onto what the time of OwL is, but remember, ladies and gentlemen, we can still have overtime here if they can get it in before that magical zeros hit.
Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. And they have that the Bob as well as the Nano Boost to do it with. Here comes the Earthshatter online as well. Is Golden Bud starting to get aggressive here? Oh! Pulse Bomb in the back line there from Chatterbox, picking up 2 more kills. Once again, landing those Pulse Bombs very well. Nano Boost had come out on the side of the defense as well. And as that Rez comes through, reset goes back here for D9.
Yep, and XBY ended up going to the high ground and taking out Siggy. Siggy had set up a perch there and was raining hell down on the top of all of OwL there, and XBY with a big brain play coming up and taking him down and forcing him down into his team, where Atomic just lasered him down.
Now we're going to get the Graviton Surge coming out from the defense. A counter shatter on the offense, but it's not enough. The Dragons are there. The timing from T3 OwL, precision perfect. And they are going to win that engagement. I think we just got one last chance here for D9 to make something happen, and they don't seem to have a whole lot in the tank department. They've got a couple of the killing ults, but not the setup ults.
No, I mean, I guess you could use the Nano Boost onto the Zarya to kind of get her grab faster.
Yeah, that might be the play here. As Earthshatter was invested to try to counter the Graviton Surge from the other side in that last engagement. 15 seconds. One last chance for D9 to make something happen here, unless they go down 2-0 here in our matchup. Siggy opening things with a nice pick. That's a good start. But Earthshatter from the other side. Levels 3 plus a Bob. Valkyrie thrown in as well as a Nano Boost on the side of D9, trying to keep their team in this, and Golden Buns finds that kill onto Swift. Rambo picking up the kill onto his counterpart as well. D9 winning their duels. Radical Meryl going after the other Zarya, and it has been a straight mirror duel matchup here in this last engagement, and D9 looking supreme on the back of point C here. But we are going to get a contest coming in on the side of T3L.
Chatterbox also has that all-important pulse bomb. We know that he can stick it.
Oh, yeah, and bring this team back. Here comes the pulse bomb right on the Ana. Oh, it is Rambo who actually falls on top of it. Siggy striking back, taking out the Ana on the other side. Primary source of healing gone here for the defense. Rez does come through onto Rambo. They're back at full strength. No, spoke to. Oh, so no! What? Too many members of D9 forced all the way back. Once the Reinhardt dropped, that was it. Kings Row and a 2-0 lead going to T3L.
I swear to God that there was a member of D9 on the point there, even through that charge. Oh, man, unlucky stuff for D9 there. They go down 0-2 here in our Week 2 matchup here in Tier 3 on the CGL's multi-tier tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with you in just a few moments.
Welcome back to the Console Overwatch multi-tier tournament, brought to you by CGL. My name's Bull Skunk alongside Chef Billy, bringing you some Tier 3 action here today. And we've got T3L up 2-0 at the half. Looking very strong, looking very scrappy. Billy, what does D9 need to do to come back in, take a map off, win Horizon Lunar Colony?
I think this map may actually favor them.
Yeah.
Sightlines are not the same that you saw, that you've seen in the previous 2 maps. So I think this may actually work a little bit more in their favor, even though Caden, and I want to point out Caden on D9, he was throwing in some massive anti-nades and keeping his team up so well. Mm-hmm. I have to throw it out there because I kept seeing OwL go purple, like almost every other engagement. Every time that he came out, it came off of cooldown, Caden was throwing it in there. I think that with the shorter amount of throw and the more precision throws that he's able to do, I think he's going to get a lot more value if he decides to go on the Ana again. I think the DPS they've got to secure kills. I think that's the only thing that's holding them back right now is the tank line from OwL is pushing up and making so much space and being so damn aggressive.
Yeah. And
the DPS just don't know how to react to it. I think you've got to do something with more spam damage, more shield break, get the shield down, take his shield down, and he's not going to be able to do a thing. That's the biggest thing right there is take down the shield, then focus on the Zarya, and then I think you have easy sailing from there.
Yeah, we've seen them try a couple things. They tried that, pseudo goats up close brawly composition with the Raper May there on their attack phase, and then T3 OwL just making the swaps necessary, swapping to the Pharah, and forcing changes coming out of the other team. I think D9 just not quite find it in yet, but I like their ingenuity. I like the fact that they are trying different things and they are approaching it, with some strategy. But man, they've got to execute in the mid fight, and I think that's where the securing kills comes in, and some better focus fire would really serve them well.
I think the chip damage coming in from the flank play from OwL is the difference right now. If I really micro look into what's going on, I think that chip damage. He's already getting the backline halfway down before Jaboy or Swift is throwing in that fire strike, and that's we go, oh my gosh, how did you do it so fast? That's because there's chip damage coming in from the DPS flank, and so that's what I think is really the real big key between these two teams is the chip damage that comes in from the side.
Well, we're gonna get T3 OwL going on the defense now here as we head into our assault map for the evening. Bringing us a little of the Roadhog Reinhardt. A very atypical combination there, but man, we've seen what kind of work Like a Boss can do on this hog, so I'm not opposed.
It's almost like he's a third DPS.
Yeah, putting on a clinic here today so far. Fantastic individual performance. We are going to get the Sim Reaper coming out on the other side. D9 teleports directly onto the objective. Silent taking a little damage, is going to circle around, try to pick off that Ashe. Take care of Chatterbox. No, Chatterbox will not be denied. Lands the headshot, takes him out. Ooh! Like a boss! Doing it well, living up to his name right there. Once again, showing off for us with the big 3K and a team kill coming through for T3 OwL.
Well, there's my first gong of the evening, courtesy of Like a Boss on the Roadhog. We were talking about him just a few seconds ago, how much like a DPS he plays instead of a typical tank. And man, there is clinical proof right there that he knows exactly what he's doing with this character.
All right, they're going to try this teleport strategy again. Oh, it looks like it didn't quite make it on the point. I don't know if that was a misstep or if that was intentional, but either way, that leaves them with some gap to cover here. They're going to have to worry about Atomic dropping in from behind him as D9 making the way onto a point. Atomic looking to go Reaper to Reaper, gets that kill. Earthshatter coming through, and Atomic is right there to put the hurt down. 2 kills coming through. Chatterbox stealing the 3rd. Now Atomic turning his attention to the remaining tanks here for D9, and they're just going to clean house. Oh, Atomic. Atomic, my man, coming through the big 4K.
Yeah, that's big time play from the Reaper there for the side of OwL. I mean, he just absolutely clean clocks there, and he's got his Death Blossom online now. That's going to be filthy. You've almost got Bob. You've almost got a 6-pack of ults available. I'm sorry, 5-pack of ults available since they did drop that Shatter in the defense there for OwL.
All right, here comes the teleport once again onto the objective this time, as we're seeing a little bit of that stubbornness coming out of the offense. Oh, but a charge out of Jamaica Boy. Jaboy America all the way out, putting himself very much in a dangerous situation here, and he is going to get taken out, but he takes Rambo with him. 5v5, but no main tank here standing for the defense. Atomic trying to answer back. He's going to go ahead and throw Death Blossom into the mix, combined with Whole Hog and Bob. All the ultimates coming out from the defense and all the kills right there as well.
I think you're going to want to have that Bob back, ladies and gentlemen, because they didn't drop all their ults there on the side of D9. They've got 2 big ults, almost a 3rd big ult coming in. Caden did invest his coalescence to try and keep his team up there, but it just wasn't enough healing because, I mean, Death Blossom versus Whole Hog, you're not going to win versus that double Y push there.
Certainly can't fault Caden for trying there. That coalescence comes up so fast. Now Rambo making the swap over to the Ash here. Coming off of the Symmetra, so they're just going to hoof it around this far left side. Big charge comes out of Jaboy. Manages to pick off the Lucio, but Rambo winning the duel against Chatterbox. Nevertheless, Rez coming through. Earthshatter on the side of the defense, but he gets taken out. No follow-up there. And this is an opportunity here for D9 as they're looking to push in. Sila picks off Atomic, but goes down, so no more Reaper standing for either side. And now it's going to be D9 planting their feet here on this objective. Do they have the reinforcements to hold it, though?
I think they do.
Sound barrier comes out. Coalescence comes out as well. As the stall trying to come through on the side of the defense. Only about half progress picked up here so far. Here comes the Bob. On point to contest, and a big charge coming from Jaboy. Oh, but the Earthshatter the other way! Oh, 2 members gone down. But D9, they managed to pick up 2 with that Earthshatter. I don't know if it's going to be enough. It is an absolute brawl in the back line. And when the dust settling, it's just a Reinhardt left standing, not lasting long. Rambo making a swap over to the Doomfist to try to get back into this thing as there's only 2 seconds left on the clock. Nobody there to touch. And just 1 tick of permanent progress, 56% overall here for D9.
Oh, man, I thought they had all the pieces there, but one of the biggest things that happened there, once again, was not a securing a kill. They let Like a Boss go around the backside of the point, hit his vape, as we call it, take a breather, and yeah, he actually got all of his health back, and he was able to go in and contest right after they got that first point of 33% permanent capture progress. And yeah, it was just lights out from there. A huge dynamite coming in from Chatterbox, taking out Caden, and that was their biggest source of healing other than Mugshadow. Mugshadow did invest that sound barrier and kept his people up as long as he could. It enabled Golden Buns to drop his Shatter there, but not enough in the end as XBY cleans up on the Reinhardt and stops all of the progress right there. So yeah, I mean, D9's got to be a staunch holder here. I think you bring out the Bastion here.
Oh, man, I mean, just T3's ability, T3OwL's ability to just defy all odds and come back and win fights is just nutty. I mean, it's just so surprising when it happens. You're like, oh, yeah, D9's got this thing wrapped around there. What the heck just happened? And I think a lot of that is attributed to Like a Boss and Chatterbox here. Atomic coming up with some big plays there in that last engagement as well. Good stuff. As we're going to get T3OwL going on the offense now, looking to close this thing out.
Yeah, I forgot to mention we are on match point. Of course, we do play all 4 maps here, even if a team does secure a 3-0 match win. We do play for map points here, and so that is what we are going to do, ladies and gentlemen.
We're getting Torbjorn Junkrat here on the defense. A little bit of an interesting setup. Radical Metal coming up with the big first pick as he takes Atomic out of the equation. Jaboy goes down as well, as we are getting the Orisa Hog combo coming out on the side of the offense, but they're going to have to take another stab at it. Not going to work this time.
Yeah, Radical Metal getting a big stagger kill onto Like a Boss. Boss trying to get out of there. I'd already hit his breather there and didn't have any kind of a resource to kind of keep himself up and get him back to his team. However, looking at the ultimate charges, big advantage right now for D9. So, you know, there is the possibility that they could win this map outright if they play their cards right. I'm kind of shaking my head at the Torbjorn pick. That for me.
It's interesting. It's an interesting pick, and we're getting Chatterbox on over to the Pharah here to accompany Atomic. Looks like D9 just falling back to the high ground. A little bit of a split attack coming through from T3 OwL as they're kind of trickling onto point in 2-man groups here with the Pharah staying back, raining rockets from above, and somehow it's working for them. They got one over the Earthshatter from the other side. That's going to take out Jaboy as well as Chatterbox gets taken out by the Ana. So the defense doing some great, fantastic individual duels here, and they're managing to win this fight, chasing out Atomic there at the end. But it's going to be a reset here from the offense.
Yeah, and I say that I question the Torbjorn here, and he ended up getting the exit kill and securing the defense there. They actually had it about halfway as far as capture progress. Couple of big ultimates online. You know, I think they hold the molten core in their pocket and go ahead and let the tire rip when the time is right.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. I think that's what I'm expecting to see as well. A little bit of just jointed attack coming through. As it looks like T3 OwL just kind of scattered all over the map here. Chatterbox is going to take out that turret. Maybe open up a little bit of airspace there for them as they're trying to make their way onto point. Okay. Yeah, Rambo picking him out of the sky. He does trade his life for it. 5v5 here on the objective. Rest coming through, so back into a 6-man attack here for the offense. Jaboy picking up a big kill, and then here comes the Barrage. Barrage finds 2 in, takes Supercharger out of the equation. XP throwing Sombayer in for good measure, and that is going to do it. This is going to be a 3-0 here in tonight's match.
Oof. Once that swap to fire was made, it was game over because they had nothing.
Yep.
Yeah, once the turret was gone, once they took out Rambo on the Torbjorn, it was game over.
Well, and even the Torb got the good pick initially, but the res came through, saved the team. T3 OwL storming over them.
Big stuff, ladies and gentlemen, here in Tier 3. We do have a match win for OwL Tier 3, but we will be with you back here in a few moments.
Well, welcome back to the Console Overwatch multi-tier tournament brought to you by CGL. My name's Bullskunk alongside Chef Billy, bringing you this Tier 3 action tonight. T3 OwL with a 3-0 lead and the match victory. Heading into map 4 here. See if they can close this out with a clean sweep, or if D9 can get rid of that goose egg. Billy, what are your thoughts going into map 4? What are your thoughts on Havana?
Hero pools.
Hero pools?
Hero pools.
Yeah.
Head scratcher on the defense there, and I know that he got a couple of kills, but I think you need something better to take care of what was going on with what they saw on the point there. And they kept trying the Symmetra strategy over and over and over, and they kept running their head into a brick wall.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be flexible in this league and in this game in general. You have to be flexible, and I didn't see the flexibility coming from D9. So a little disappointing there. I had such higher hopes for this. I was wanting to see a map 5. I want to see a map 5. So, you know, that's my biggest thing. I think that, you know, oh gosh, really? Seeing what the teams are going to come out with here. I haven't seen Bastion yet. Bastion counters a lot of things because A, he's a hit scan. B, he's got the mini gun that shoots a whole bunch of bullets and melts shields, melts people out of the sky, melts supports, melts anything. So, you know, seeing a Bastion come out there, I think that people kind of call it simp. I think that's the way they're calling it nowadays. It's simp. But I think it's a good play. He's a hero for a reason. And I mean, of course you can counter him, but until they can find a way to counter him, you play him and you deny either the space or you deny the progress that the offense is trying to do.
Yeah, as we head into Escort here, I definitely think Bastion could be a really good option. I'm not opposed to that here, and of course with these hero pools, I mean, that's D9's got to find something to counter. I mean, very specifically Chatterbox and oh well, I guess we did get a we did get a little bit of a sub here, so forgive that, but definitely Chatterbox.
Definitely Chatterbox. You know, Swift comes off the tank line and now has been subbed into the DPS lineup. You know, looking at that, and then Siggy coming in on the DPS line in place of Rambo on D9. So, you know, we do have some personnel swaps here. But once again, you know, you're looking at a very similar setup to what they've had all game. They've got Tracer, Ash.
Yeah, we did get, looks like Jezel coming in on the support role there for T3 OwL as they are moving in with a quickness. Swift coming in on that Hammond, finding 2 picks early, making his presence known on this ball. And man, this is looking to be a lightning fast point, eh?
Yeah, I mean, Metal Dive coming out here. Hooray! They brought out Dive!
Yes, they did. Bring it on.
Look at how fast they took that initial engagement, though.
Boy,
there's no answer coming from D9. There's no answer.
I mean, look at these ults. Look at the ults we have on board already. We do have Siggy on the Tracer trying to counter back. Chatterbox going down low, but then recalls and finds the 1 clip onto Caden. No more Moira standing here for the defense. This recontest doomed to fail before it ever began here. And this will indeed be that point on the board.
Giselle on the Brigitte is absolutely knocking heads right now. Silo with a little bit of a late contest, but you're going to go down real quick because you've got 2 swarming in on you. 5 minutes. I don't think we've seen a time this fast between you and I across all competitions that fast on the first point of Havana.
No, sir, that can be a very difficult one to take. T3 OwL making it look easy here as they have mines online ready to go. But on the other side, they got both DPS ultimates as well as an Earthshatter here for the defense. So D9 definitely have the ability to make a stand here. Can they find value out of this Earthshatter here with this dive composition? As they're going toe-to-toe just at the bottom of the stills here. But Atomic's going to go ahead and throw that blade into the mix. Finds 2. Looking for more out of the Orisa. Orisa goes down. Swift coming up with a big pick as well. And T3 just riding this wave of momentum. Pushing it all the way through the distillery here.
I mean, how long did Jaboy hold on to that Primal Rage after he initially got it? I think it was a minute 15. I mean, and he just pulled it out the last minute there. Huge Dragon Blade coming out from Atomic, though. That was absolutely nasty. Dashed into the back line of D9 and just decimated them.
And now we got Swift dropping the mines up the top, trying to deny any recontest coming up from the other side. Chatterbox picking up a kill. Swift takes down the Reaper, and that's an all-important one. As we saw Siga and Silent both swapped heroes there to try to make something happen here. But so far, T3 OwL, they are not shook at all as they just continue to ride this wave. And that's 2 points on the board. Man, we're going to have over 5 minutes on the clock yet again.
My goodness, that is absolutely lightning quick. And, you know, I like the swap to the May Reaper to kind of contest with the dive. But right now, the mobility that is being shown by Swift, by Chatter, and by Atomic, they are just in the back line. They're already in your back line, ladies and gentlemen. They're in their back lines decimating you. What are you going to do to pull out and kind of find an answer for this? I think the answer is Caden going over to the Brigitte. That's a huge one to be able to stun one of the speed characters and get some damage onto him.
Swift trying to go in and build up towards those mines. Gets hooked and has to drop his shields and get out of there, barely escaping. Now Supercharger coming out from the other side, but here comes the Nano Blade for Atomic. He's in there looking, doesn't quite seem to be able to chew through the defense there on the other side, though, as the rally had come out from Caden and Sila able to find not 1 but 2 final blows on the back of that, but he's down to as low as 18 health. So he's going to try to throw the Death Blossom in, and he gets it off and gets 2 kills with it. I don't believe it. Sila answering back with just a speck of health left, and finally D9 finding some success here on the defense.
Yeah, that was a very lucky wide press there because he was down to his very last bits of health. And the lifesteal coming out from that Death Blossom actually topped him up.
Yeah,
he was almost full health. Yeah, he was almost full health by the time he got done with it.
Now Reaper and Chatterbox in a little bit of a duel here on the sidewalk. Siggy coming up with the final blow, interrupting the honorable duel they had going on, but Atomic's going to strike right back. Find himself a pick onto that Reaper. Siggy goes down as well. No more DPS here standing for the defense. And their pick potential just plummeted as Caden's going to drop, and you just have the 2 tanks and a Moira left standing here. T3 OwL just pushing them all the way back. Such aggression coming through.
Yeah, it's absolutely filthy what's going on right now. Syla coming down onto the point right now. He has, he almost has another, or no, I'm sorry, he does not almost have it yet. But I mean, Atomic has his 3rd blade online.
Yeah, that's just nutty, and they're 81% towards that Nano as well, doing such a good job of keeping them timed together. Big Ante coming through from the defense, though, and that Coalescence looks strong. America trying to throw an Earthshatter in the mix, finds 2. Can they follow it up? Oh, they do, and yet here comes that blade, and that is going to close it out with massive time bank. Winning all the engagements, -1 there. T3 OwL. Woof.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you've ever seen a perfect run, barring that one Death Blossom from Syla going through the distillery and here on the embattlements here on the coast of Cuba, I don't think I've ever seen it. Almost 3 minutes in the time bank for OwL. That was clinical. That was surgical. That was unstoppable.
On one
3 blades.
Oh, and such value out of I mean, there was 1 blade out of the 3 that didn't get massive value. I mean, that's just huge, huge stuff. And then, you know, I think it needs to be stated and can't be understated how difficult this map is to push. That 3rd point can be so difficult to take. And, I mean, just like they did on point A, T3 OwL making it look easy.
I think Chatterbox swapping over to the Ash midway through that map and putting that spam damage out with the dynamite. And then I think that the smart thing from D9 is that they actually backed off from the Dragon Blade, and that's why he didn't get any value out of it. But he almost used it like a zoning ult. Like he kind of made a couple feints towards them. They would back up and retreat. Just created more space. He was almost working like a tank there.
Yeah, that was just good stuff all around. T3
There's
OwL.
not enough adjectives.
Yeah,
there's not enough adjectives.
Great individual performance, great team play, great coordination. Now we're going to get D9 on the offense here, seeing if they can bounce back. See if they can maintain that strong mental and push this thing and answer back here. They are going to get a double sniper coming out with the Ash Hanzo. Of course, no Widowmaker here this week. It's Syla putting that Hanzo to good use, takes out the Reinhardt. And that's a big opening here for the offense, as they're making a very conservative push around this first corner.
I mean, but it's good stuff. I think Jaboy got a little bit too aggressive swinging into the into the offense there, and Syla able to pick up the homing arrow right through the eye there.
Yeah, it was beautiful stuff. And now Radical Metal glowing like a Christmas tree, going in looking for more. Has that sight set on the Mercy, but the Mercy a little too elusive for him, able to escape out of there. Syla cut up the 2 big picks.
Big ante.
Yeah, on the side of the offense, denying that res as well. We have Nanoed Reinhardt's going at it. That's always a fun duel, but Radical Metal there to keep his topped off. But the latter Nano Boost chasing down the members of the defense as the Reinhardt straight out. Earthshatter coming out on the side of D9, and Radical Metal there to clean up Syla, picking up a pair of kills in that as well.
Absolutely. Big aggression coming from all of them, using the ultimates as they come online. Caden coming up with a huge nano onto his Reinhardt, keeping him alive, and then him just being able to lay waste with the hammer going through. So now we're going through the distillery. You do have the all-important Graviton Surge. You've got almost 2 ults that can be paired with that coming up online, and Valkyrie almost available for Mr. Mugshot, the captain of the team. So, you know, what we're going to see here, I'm looking for a Grav Blade.
Yeah, on the side of the defense, definitely close to the Grav Dragons on the side of the offense, but there is no support ult to help with this Dragon Blade that we are destined to see here. Oh, the Graviton Surge is enough to take him down. He's not able to use that ultimate. And D9 just looking strong here as they are coming back with a vengeance here in Havana.
Yeah, this is really good stuff. Really good show of sportsmanship and heart. I would like to see them push hard. I want to see them go into overtime with them.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, nothing makes me happier than to just see true grit and tenacity coming from an organization, coming from a team here. Now we're going to get the Graviton Surge coming out from the defense. Here comes that Blade, accompanied with it. He's going to go in, swinging for the fences. Does get Radical, who was super charged up, taking out that massive amount of damage. Now trying to get the Mercy, but down to as low as 24 health, and just eventually dropped the shots from Siggy. Siggy still with that Bob in his pocket, sitting in the back line, and a couple good kills coming through from the offense. Nevertheless, Jaboy was trying to keep his team in this, but to no avail. And it looks like D9 are going to emerge victorious, but, you know, you can't count this T3 OwL team out. Siggy with a big important pick, taking out the Reaper there on the back end of this.
Oh, we got a Doomfist swap now on the side of Atomic. He gets just melted down by Silent. That was a headshot as he dove in.
Now we're getting Graviton Surge coming out on the side of the offense just to try to push the thing home. Bob thrown into the mix as well. And they do eventually get those 2 points on the board. Earthshatter online here for D9 as they're pushing into point C. Good news for T3 OwL as they've got the Nano as well as an Earthshatter coming online of their own.
Absolutely, but they also, for the side of D9, they've got the Earthshatter ready to go. Radical almost has another Grav ready to go. Nothing to pair with it, but, you know, a Nano Rhine into a Graviton Surge, you know, could be absolutely filthy, nasty, deadly.
Well, and they didn't even need the Dragon Strike on that last one. They did exactly that. They sent the Reinhardt in swinging on the Grav, and it worked like a charm. Good Fire Strike coming out. Oh, and two nice shots coming through from Chatterbox as he picks off both of the DPS members of the offense here, sitting up on that high ground. Just a shooting gallery here for the Ash.
Yeah, it's almost like a carnival ride or a carnival game here, just sitting up here and plink, 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 plink. Yeah.
Watch the little duckies go back and forth.
Oh, he gets him again.
Oh.
You can't peek.
Yeah, if this Ash player is feeling himself, I mean, he's just zoned in here. Landing the shots true here with the Viper.
Oh, man, this is a massive display of marksmanship coming from Chatterbox, finding his range, not only with the Viper, but also with the Dynamite, getting so much value out of it.
Now, both tank ultimates online here for the attacking team. Earthshatter coming out. That's going to find one. Rez does come through, and Golden Buns goes down. But Graviton Surge thrown in from the offense as well. 2 kills coming through on the back of that. Siggy and Silo, DPS player here for D9, picking up a pair. Chatterbox entering by back, takes the Mercy out of the mix. The attacking team, they're losing reinforcements left and right, but somehow still coming up on top. The rest of the team rejoins them here on the bridge. It looks like they will finally clean up, get an opportunity to push this thing home.
Yeah, I mean, they could, if they aggress it onto this onto Jaboy, it could be lights out for them if they play their cards just right. But he does have a shatter in his pocket.
Yeah, I think that was an opportunity there to get aggressive. Oh, the shatter finds a nothing. And that may be the ticket. Big charge coming out from Jaboy, and he's going all the way into the back line. Simultaneous charges. I've never seen anything like that. They were side by side racing down to the back of the bridge here. Both of them picking up a kill. In the end, Golden Buns is going to turn and put the hammer to face there on his counterpart. Siggy coming up with a good pick. Rez comes through onto that Ash, though. And star DPS player here for Tier 3 OwL back in the mix, trying to put shots down. In fact, throwing Bob in there to help out. Bob picks up 2. Chatterbox picks up 1 with the Viper as well. Looking to find the Mercy. Mercy down super low. Mercy drops. And the defense, they're going to hold here on the back of point C.
I mean, they're under the time of OwL right now, but I want to see them push this through. They've got the ultimates coming up online to do it. I think they got it in. I think they've got it in them to get it there.
Yeah, I think they need to wait on the Graviton Surge at this point. Though it worked for him earlier, and we talked about it being okay there with the Reinhardt, I think you need to wait for the Grav Dragons.
Yeah, I mean, a minute 15, you've got time to build it up right now. Or even a Grav Bob.
Where we're going to get an Earthshatter to start things off, and that found 2. Golden Buns getting 2 kills on the back of that.
He's nanoed.
Yeah, as he did get the nano from Caden, a Dying Wish coming through from the attacking Ana player. And that served him well. What a last final play before he sent back to spawn.
What happened to Sila? He went off the map.
I'm not quite sure. Some reason Sila decided to go take a swim, and now the defense with an opportunity to strike back as the nano boost coming on to Jaboy America, and he's going in swinging, takes Caden out of the mix. Mug Shadow taken down as well, and there's no more healers here, which means no more sustain for the attacking team.
Oh man. I'm not sure what just happened there.
That is most unfortunate. You can't help but feel that they just barely lost that fight. And those arrows would have been the difference maker. And now, with just 20 seconds on the clock, that attack completely failing. Looked like D9 got a little too anxious on that one and went in a bit disjointed. Oh, and now it's desperation time. 10 seconds on the clock. Caden, the Moira tasked with trying to get there to touch, cannot make it. I don't think they're going to throw a Graviton Surge in, but I'm not sure that's going to do any good. Havana will go to T3 OwL as well, the 4-0 sweep.
Oh, heartbreaking there at the end. I thought they had the greatest of pushes going on. They almost matched what was going on from the OwL side, and they ended up getting stalled here in the end. 4-0 to OwL. Big plays coming from their Reinhardt. And so, I mean, it was just a dominating performance, even though it didn't look, the scoreline once again does not belie what actually happened in our match, ladies and gentlemen. We got to name an MVP here.
I mean, I don't see how this doesn't go to the DPS players. I mean, it was just such a fantastic performance coming out on that Tracer.
Are we gonna give it? Are we gonna give it to oh gosh.
I don't know.
Are we giving it to Chatterbox?
Yeah. I think it's got to go to Chatterbox. I mean, we saw Like a Boss put up a heck of a performance in those first 3 maps, though he did come out on the 4th map. So I could go either way, but in the end, I think my vote goes to Chatterbox.
Yep. We'll be in agreement here. Chatterbox with the multitude of ultimates across the heroes. I'll go there.
Indeed.
Because he did it across all the heroes that he played.
Indeed. Excellent performance. And T3 OwL just looking super strong here. Their second 4-0 victory. Have not given up a map yet in the regular season here of the multi-tier tournament. Fantastic stuff. Well, I believe that's going to bring this match to a conclusion. But we will have some more Tier 3 action coming up here in about 30 minutes, as we will have Danny DeFito taking on Guardians here in this division. But this match, in the present, T3 OwL, the 4-0 sweep, taking it home here today. Well, massive thank you to both of our teams here for playing. Thank you all at home for hanging out with us here today. And a big thank you here to Billy for joining me in the booth.